L'imparfait, the imperfect tense. When is the imperfect tense used? The imperfect tense is a past tense, so whenever you'd use was plus a verb ending in ing, or the expression used to plus verb in English, you need to use the imperfect tense in French. However, as you're about to see, these are not the only uses of the imperfect. The imperfect is used to describe something in the past. For example, ma sœur avait les cheveux blonds. My sister used to have, or my sister had blonde hair. The imperfect is also used to describe habitual actions in the past. For example, je faisais mes devoirs tous les soirs. I used to do my homework every night. It is used to talk about actions of unspecified duration in the past. For example, ils t'attendaient, they were waiting for you. If you wanted to say how long they were waiting for, you would need to use the passé composé, which is another past tense in French. The imperfect tense is also used to make suggestions starting with si. For example, si on allait au cinéma, how about we went to the cinema? It is also used to talk about conditions. For example, si tu venais, on irait se promener. If you came, we'd go for a walk. The imperfect tense is also used to say what someone was doing or was in the process of doing when something else happened. The French expression for being in the process of is être en train de. So, for example, j'étais en train de partir quand il m'a appelé. I was leaving when he called me. Although the expression in the process of is not very common in English, it is very common in French. The imperfect is also used to say what someone had just done when something else happened. The French expression for have just plus verb is venir de plus verb. So, for example, je venais de partir quand il m'a appelé. I had just left when he called me. So now that we've seen when the imperfect tense is used, let's have a look at how it's formed. To form the imperfect tense, take the nous form of the present indicative tense of the verb you want to use, remove the ons ending, and add the appropriate imperfect ending. Here are the imperfect endings: est, yon, yé, est. For example, avoir, to have. The present tense for the new form of avoir is avons. So we take the ons ending off and we're left with the stem have, to which we will add the imperfect endings. J'avais, tu avais, il avait, nous avions, vous aviez, ils avaient. Here's another example: faire, to do or to make. Je faisais, tu faisais, il faisait, nous faisions, vous faisiez, il faisait. Now let's have a look at irregular verbs. Être is the only irregular verb in the imperfect tense. J'étais, tu étais, il était, nous étions, vous étiez, ils étaient. However, like with many French tenses, sometimes spelling changes are needed. When the infinitive of a verb ends in GER, there is no E after G in the first and second person plural. When present, the E is only there when needed for pronunciation purposes. And as the endings of the first and second person plural start with I, no E is needed to obtain the required sound. So for example, déménager, to move out. The present tense of the new form is déménageons, so we take the ONS ending of to obtain the stem, and then we add the imperfect endings. So we get je déménageais, tu déménageais, il déménageait, nous déménagions, vous déménagiez, il déménageait. As you can see, we've took the final E off in the nous and vous forms. This is because when I comes after G, the G already has the je pronunciation, which it doesn't have if it's followed by an A. When the infinitive of a verb ends in CER, there is no cedilla in the first and second person plural. When present, the cedilla is only there when needed for pronunciation purposes. And the endings of the first and second person plural starting with I, no cedilla is needed to obtain the required sound. So for example, commencer, to start. The present tense of the nous form is commençons, so we take the ONS ending off and then add the imperfect endings. So we get je commençais, tu commençais, il commençait, nous commencions, vous commenciez, il commençait. So the reason we don't have a cedilla in the nous and vous forms is because when followed by I, the C already has a S sound, which is what we're after. However, when followed by A, O, or U, C has a K sound unless we add a cedilla. This is the end of the video. Here are the links to my grammar, vocabulary, culture and pronunciation playlists if you're interested. And if you have any questions, requests or suggestions, please leave a comment below. Also, don't forget you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook.